We're ready.
All right, well, I'm Chris Miller, and I'm here with John Collins. He's a game developer here at Kyle Interactive and owner of the company, and he's one that'll be bringing us the Codebearers video game to life. And very excited to have you answer some of the questions. You know, as soon as we announced that we were going to do this video game, and in partnership with you guys, we've had tons of questions floating in, you know, just flooding in on our website and blog, and kids just asking all kinds of stuff. We thought it was just really cool that you'd be able to answer some of the questions about how it's going. I know it's very early on in the process as you guys have been developing, and it's kind of fun to give them behind the scenes peek here a little bit and talk about the game development process. So, John, thanks for visiting with us today and answering some of their questions. So,
well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I must say it's been a joy and a pleasure sort of reading the Hunter Brown books, the Codebearers, and getting to know the characters, and of course getting to know you guys over the last few years. So we've been working towards this aim.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
well, what I've done is I've taken all the questions and we've kind of broken them down into, there's about 10 of them that I think answer everybody's questions the best. So we'll keep this to just keep it somewhat shorter, give us about 10 questions that we've got here. But some of them are related to storyline, which, you know, and I can answer those. And then there's character questions, there's platforming questions, there's a lot of stuff here. So let's focus on the first one here. It's from Bladebearer. And this is actually a story question, actually, that I've got here was, how much like the new book will the game be? And because, of course, we've got the book coming out simultaneously with the game, and that was an idea that we came up with together.
I thought it'd be really good to sort of tie the two together so that they could support each other in the fiction.
Yeah, because it's kind of boring to just like play the movie if you've just seen the movie and then you're just basically playing through the movie as a video game. You want to give them something new, right?
Yeah.
But then we also wanted it to be a storyline that maybe hadn't been discovered yet or really heard of, and we knew that we were going to be doing the new book, and it was a perfect timing. It felt like that something we could kind of work together and do it. So some of the concepts that we've been working on with that too have been to have the game tell one part of the story while the book tells a different part of the story. So they work in context together. So has that been something that it's been pretty fun working out the details of how that all works?
Coming up with the various quest ideas, the various concepts behind the story and the game, and weaving them together has been a challenge, but it's been exciting to see how the two can combine. So
there's going to be very story-heavy element in the game as well, which because it's telling its own unique story as well. So that's been a lot of fun to be part of. All right, we've got a couple character questions, I should say. Mark asks, are you able to choose if you're going to be a boy or a girl, such as Hunter or Trista, when you come to the game? Oh, you know, and I guess also that relates to Zato or Shadow. I don't know how we're going to say your name when I pronounce it. I can see it Zhadow. But these also asking, would we be able to play as any character that the Codebearers, you know, have had? Or we've got Bladebearers also asked, can I just play from anyone, or do I just have to be Hunter, or what is it? So obviously everybody's curious. Who do we get to play as in the game? Who are we playing? And so that's the big question. And of course, the answer is...
I don't know. Are we allowed to say?
Yeah. Well, we shouldn't say who. We shouldn't say who. I think
there's a number of characters that you'll be familiar with in the story, making appearances in the game. Some of which you'll be able to play, and some of which you won't.
Yeah.
We can't be obviously we can't be too specific as to who it is at the moment, but it should be an exciting challenge.
We do know there's some characters that will be in the game that'll be recognized. Hope's going to be in the game, right? Yeah. We've got Sam. We've got a lot of the creatures you'll recognize, the Ugawas, the Thunderbirds, those things. We'll talk about creatures in a little bit, but yeah, there's a lot of familiar characters. But the primary characters you're playing are people that there's a new lead character for our books, and actually two lead characters, one of which will be the lead in the book and one of which will be the lead in the game. And so we're going to keep that a secret until the game comes closer to release, and we'll have the book ready and stuff as well. So speaking of release, you know, when's the release date for this? That's another question people ask about timeline for us.
Yes.
You know?
Well, basically we're shooting for spring next year. Game development is a very lengthy process. You can see that some of the AAA titles that come out these days have been in production for 2, 3, 4 years. We're very fortunate we put together a really good team behind Codebearers Continuum to push the game as hard as we can to try and meet the springtime release. That's where we're targeting, obviously depending on platform constraints, which we'll probably cover in another question. It may change, but there will be at least one release in spring.
Yeah, so there you got it. Spring, be looking for not only the game, but also the book. And I think that's part of the thing, is making sure that we have the simultaneous release between the two of us. and how we're going to do that. So there's a lot of, we don't have a specific date yet, but we're looking at the spring. So guys, be prepared to be playing not only reading a new book, but also be hopefully maybe April, March timeframe, be playing a game and reading a new book as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Okay, so talking about platforms. Yeah, platforms. Everybody wants to know, what am I going to play this on? Right? I mean, we've got games come out on every types of thing. Is it a board game? Obviously, it's not. We've seen the video games.
Yeah.
But what are we doing?
Right, we're targeting, initially we're targeting PC and Mac, simply because they are the most advanced and fast-paced platforms we can target. We're also looking to put it out on mobile devices such as iPhone, Android phones, and tablets. So
and that would make like an iPhone would mean an iPod would work as well, right?
Yes, iPod Touch, but we won't be able to go back as far as the first or second generation iPods, unfortunately.
Okay.
Because just the technology has moved on so quickly over the last few years.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't want to compromise on the game just to make it work on a very old, well, comparatively old device.
Yeah.
So we'll be looking at sort of like third and fourth generation.
So Atari 2600 is out then?
I'm afraid so. You're gonna have to sell that.
I was getting ready to break out. I've been playing on the Pac-Man, getting used to the joystick again, and I was looking forward to doing that. Well, I guess no Atari 2600, and that would probably mean no GameCube then.
No GameCube, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are looking at consoles and the viability of that, and we're in talks with a number of console manufacturers to see about licensing.
Yep.
It's too early days to pin anything down yet.
Yep.
However, we're working towards that to try and get it out on at least one console.
Very cool. So hold your breath, guys. Keep praying that one of the consoles actually works out for us, because we'd love to have it released on the Wii or PlayStation or something that you guys have as well. But I think it's a good choice to go with the computer platforms, because everybody's got a computer in their home.
That's it.
So everybody can play it, even if you don't have the same console as somebody else. Everyone can get on board with a computer that they have access to. So and even at that, you can go to the library and play it there, or different places as well. So a lot of access to computers. Good choice on that. Okay, so so here let's talk about on the platform. Will you be able to free play? This comes from Ezra G. Will you be able to free play and explore Solandria on your own or Destiny, and it'd make the game last way longer? She says, or he says, Ezra. I don't know which way. Oh, that was Matthew. I was looking at gameplay. That was Matthew. I was reading the wrong one there. I was still on the platform. But anyway. So what's the situation with gameplay? Can you also do free play? I know my son plays Lego Star Wars and all the Lego games, and of course you've got the standard play and then you've got free play. I think that's probably what Matthew's asking about.
Well, the Lego Star Wars genre and Indiana and all of those great Lego games is something we've taken a lot of inspiration from. So we've tried to create a world that is explorable as you can get. Obviously there is going to be a very strong, very heavy storyline involved in the game, a great narrative, but we want to be able to have little surprises hidden throughout the game. Some of the elements will be your sort of wandering through the forest and you could find something accidentally, which you'd missed 5 times before because you'd walked past that spot. So there's going to be a lot of sort of open air, or open gameplay that you'll be able to do and just enjoy the environment we're creating for you.
Yeah.
So a lot of exploration to do.
Well, and some of the stuff that I know that we've written in the story that you're starting to make come to life, and it's some fascinating little puzzles that are hidden within the world itself. And that's one of the things that I love about the Star Wars games, the Lego Star Wars games, or Lego games actually, is the environment is a puzzle in a way, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's kind of what we're heading for with this type of genre.
We've got environment puzzles, we've got mini games, we've got all kinds of bits and pieces in there for people to enjoy, even down to including some combat elements as well.
Very cool. So combat elements. In fact, that was one of the questions that one of the kids asked was, okay, weapons. And I don't have his name written down here. I think it was one of the questions I hadn't had written down. But they were asking, weapons, and items. Do we get to use the Veritas sword? Obviously, everybody wants to talk about that. Well, so questions on those.
There are going to be artifacts that you can collect that your character's going to be able to pick up and collect and carry on its way, which will help solve puzzles, which will help defeat some of the bad guys that we've got in the game. There are also going to be just prestige items that you'll be able to collect as well.
Okay. Very
so
cool.
There's a whole range of equipment that you can carry with your character to do various things, some of which will be fighting.
Okay, very cool. So a Veritas sword is in the game?
I can't confirm.
You can't confirm or deny it, but we're looking forward. We'll see. We have to leave some stuff for you guys to wonder about. You know that, right? Okay. So anyway, Beta testing. So Cypher was asking about beta testing. He says, as Codebearers said, is there going to be a beta test, and how do I get on it? Questions about that?
Yep, there will be a beta test. We're not even at the alpha stage at the moment. We're nowhere near the alpha stage, but there will be a beta test probably about a month or so before we look to launch. By the time games come out in beta, they are pretty much finished. It's just ironing out the creases, and that's where we plan to start announcing things about beta and open testing.
Nice.
It's probably about a month or so before.
Nice. Okay, so keep looking for that. So those are those questions. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I might have missed one here when I was jumping in. Oh, of course. Will we see which girl Hunter likes more? This is a character question, of course, from Codebearer. They want to know, is it Trista or is it Hunter? Or sorry, is it Hope or Trista? And of course, I'll answer this question since it's more of a story question. I mean, there would be clues given as to the emotions of the characters are going to develop a little further for sure. But one of the things about this new book is that Hunter isn't our primary. So he's actually, I think you've even seen in the description a little bit, Hunter's going to be lost. We're going to be looking for Hunter. He's part of the quest is going to be that. So we're learning a lot about some of these other characters, but our primary characters will not be Hunter. But that answer will start unfolding in our new series, and I think you'll be happy with the results. So we'll find out a little bit more about that as things go on. So stay tuned. Okay, so I think that answered all the questions that I had written down here. Anything else you want to show us? Maybe I know you've got a screenshot up here. Let's real quick take a peek here since we don't have a release this week. But if you guys can see on the screen there, he's got us pulled up with. We're using Hunter in this as a placeholder character for now, since we're not revealing everything.
So here is some of the environment you guys have seen on our sneak peeks that we've issued. Slightly more rendered than it has been before. And because this is in testing, we've obviously got a very fast speed on this, but we can traverse it, and we'll have a look at some of the environment we've got. This is an aspect of the game which we're hoping to bring into play as part of the environment challenges. So this will give you a sneak peek as to what to expect. There'll be a puzzle revolving around this particular area, as well as lots of other aspects.
And much of that's still yet to be developed and included. I mean, there's so much. I've seen that you guys are working on even beyond this too. But this is fun to be able to see, things as they're unfolding in, environments. And I've seen so many more environments, you guys, that we can't show off yet, but they will come over time. Yeah. Whole other area over here. Why to the bushes?
As I say, work in progress.
Oh yes, massive trees. Some really cool stuff. And of course, there'll be things and other stuff around in here, not just even the wood. I mean,
this is one of the areas you guys have seen
exactly
in the sneak peeks. We have about 3 other environments which we've fleshed out already so far, but we can't show you because they're not ready to show.
Yeah, that's right.
And we can't give it all away anyway.
We can't give it all away, but there will be more releases. Keep watching for more production things. And you know what, John? Thanks for just opening up the whole creative process to our fans, because so often, they don't get to see the results of game development until it's done, right? I mean, or very later on in production. And what we're really letting you guys see is be a part of this as it unfolds over the next year here. So, or even the next 6 months. And so every time that, John, you release something, I know it's very cool. Some of it's rough and some of it's going to be much more polished than what we show, but it's allowing them a peek into the process, and they really do appreciate that. So,
certainly.
Yeah. Well, great. And by the way, I'm so glad to know also, and you guys will be glad to know that he and his kids are very big fans of the books. Yes. So obviously they're coming at it from the perspective of wanting to make the best game possible, and we're all on board with that. So thank you, John.
Thank you very much, Chris.
And we'll post this up this afternoon. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.